From SCNR. In reversal, Kyle Rittenhouse endorses Trump following widespread backlash from MAGA voters. So this is the video, I guess, the official statement from Kyle Rittenhouse. This is the first one he made, I guess. Mm-hmm. Let's play the video and hear what the young man Rittenhouse has to say.
I'm Kyle Rittenhouse, Outreach Director for Texas Gun Rights. A lot of people are upset that I said I'm going to be writing in Ron Paul for President of the United States. And that is true. I will be writing in Ron Paul. Unfortunately, Donald Trump had bad advisors making him bad on the Second Amendment, and that is my issue. If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you, and I will write somebody else in. We need champions for the Second Amendment, or our rights will be eaten away and eroded each day. I support my decision, and I have no take-backs.
And then he immediately took it back. So apparently, it's the Never Trumpers who went to him and told him bad advice. They said Trump was bad. Trump had bad. The bump stock ban was bad for sure. But certainly, what are you gonna? You're gonna let Joe Biden, or I'm sorry, you're gonna let Kamala Harris win? She said that in the primary in 2019 that the first 100 days, if they don't start restricting guns, she'll use executive action to take it. However, as much as I am deeply critical of Kyle Rittenhouse's decision to vote for somebody else, I believe the correct response would be, Kyle, you're incorrect, and perhaps we should have a conversation, come on the show and talk about the issue. And perhaps the issue is, the solution here is not to say don't vote Trump, it's to pressure the Trump campaign and his allies that if they want our votes, they have to give us a better record on gun rights. And I guarantee you, Donald Trump Jr. came on the show and he said, it's probably time we pardon Julian Assange. It's like, oh, wow, that's a big statement. I asked Donald Trump about it. He says, we're giving it very serious consideration. And then Joe Biden panicked and got him out. So fine. So be it. Apparently what happens then is some of the, most ardent Trump supporting individuals basically went after Kyle. Cat Turd says, after all what President Trump and his supporters did for him, unfollowed, forgotten, backstabber, sellout. Martha Bueno said, this kid is a point. He's holding Trump to account, and I have no issues with that. If we all did that, maybe we wouldn't have the crummy politicians we do. The solution to this is for Trump to promise to uphold the Constitution and repeal all bad gun laws. Cat Turd said, unfollowed. Arnold Lane says, you're just as cultish as the left, like there's no room for discussion on Trump's record. Trump has his cult members. Gunther Eagleman says, Kyle might have stated he's voting for Kamala Harris. A write-in vote for Ron Paul is essentially the same thing. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily. Brendan Dilly says, neither one of you F-heads matter. Jeez.
So much for free speech.
We had, Salty Go says, okay, WTAF, we all supported this little, jeez. I'm not going to read that.
The right is not immune to struggle sessions.
Now he's talking about writing in a candidate. F you, Kyle Rittenhouse, you ungrateful little POS. And this is little prick literally reading a script, probably.
He definitely was reading a script.
Chad Prather says, okay, oh, well, Kyle, I regret to inform you that I will no longer be one of your guests on September 12th at the Texas GR event. I reckon you can write in someone else. This is not the way, bud. DC Drano says, I sincerely hope Kyle knows a vote against Trump is effectively a vote for Kamala, and Kamala wants to seize your gun, so I'm not sure where the logic is. I believe he's being influenced by a severe Trump hater. I actually think that DC Drano tweet was pretty good. I think that's the appropriate response, is to be like, dude, not okay. But I got to tell you this. If I was going to do an event with Kyle, and then he said this, I'd still do an event with Kyle. If he was going to come on the show and he said this, I'd be like, oh, great, come on the show, and we'll talk about it. I bet I can convince you otherwise. It is insane how he got absolutely roasted. Some Trump supporters saying they wish he would have been found guilty. Wow. Joey Manarino says, at this rate, I wish they would have found him guilty. So many people wasted money and time on him. And he does this to us? No, F him and the horse he rode in on. What the hell?
Is that a troll account?
And then Kyle, after the struggle session, says, over the past 12 hours, I've had a series of productive conversations with members of Trump's team. And now it's loading. And I'm confident he will be a strong ally. Gun owners need to defend our Second Amendment rights. My comments made last night were ill-informed and unproductive. I'm 100% behind Donald Trump and encourage every gun owner to join me in helping send him back to the White House. Absolutely pathetic display from Trump supporters on this one. You deserve every criticism of being a cult member for going after Kyle Rittenhouse this way. Kyle was never a stringent conservative. He was a kid who was trying to protect his community, and he had a circumstance thrust upon himself. He defended himself, and we were all grateful that he was found not guilty because of what the ramifications for this country would be. He owes me nothing. He owes you nothing. He does not need to vote for anybody. I'd be disappointed if he didn't vote for Donald Trump, but I respect his choice. He was never a Trump supporter who was facing death. He was a regular kid trying to help his neighborhood, and he's never been big in politics. Now, that being said, it's a mistake for Kyle to jump into politics without knowing it. We've had him on the show before, and he plainly was just like, I don't know a lot about this stuff. I'm just a kid, man. And we were like, totally get it, totally respect it. For them to go at him this hard is just despicable.
Yep. Pushing him further and further away and other people further away. I think it's silly to see the right do these struggle sessions. They're crybabies, just like the left. Honestly, I don't care about any endorsement of any politician. I don't care about politicians, and I just think it's ridiculous to then lose your stuff when someone you supported supposedly goes against the way you want to vote.
This is the thing, man. I've said this before, and I will say it again. I have been the enemy of the left, the enemy of the right, the friend of the left, the friend of the right. And I guarantee you, as time goes on and the tribalism happens, you will see everyone in this room shifting in some degree or another. Occupy Wall Street loved it when I was sharing news and information that was getting them a lot of attention, which they utilized to make money. And then they hated it when I filmed their extremists deflating police tires. And then they were like, whoa, you got to stop filming us, man. What are you doing? Whoa, we didn't realize you were going to do that. I had all these people on the right attacking me, calling me an occupy leftist and things like this. And then after Occupy Wall Street, I go and I report on things and do everything I've always done. And all of a sudden, the people on the right are like, oh, this guy's actually a real journalist. He's doing a good job. I'm like, so there you go. And I fully expect, if this is the attitude you have for some of the most prominent Trump supporters, do not be surprised when they're like, we don't like Tim, we never liked him, blah, blah, blah.
I'm voting for Trump, but if he gets in office, if they don't totally take it away, I'm going to hold him accountable for everything, just like I would hold Kamala and Biden accountable. Just because they get in doesn't mean now I just cheer him on. He's a politician. He works for us.
Kyle made a big mistake. I don't know who was advising him, but they were exploiting this young man who is not well-versed in politics. And it's unfortunate because there was a real opportunity here. If Kyle Rittenhouse made a video instead where he said, I have deep concerns that Donald Trump will not be a strong enough ally on gun rights because he had banned bump stocks before. Now, that got overturned. However, I want a commitment and I want to see real efforts in his current campaign and a promise that he's gonna enact these things that will protect our rights, repeal bad gun laws. So you should all stand with me in calling for the Trump campaign. Every Trump supporter would have been like, absolutely 100%. I think the issue is Kyle came up pretty strong with no takebacks. Right. I stand by this. I will not vote for this man.
He was clearly coached, though.
Yep. Yeah, he didn't write that.
No, he was clearly coached. Yeah.
That's the problem.
But I think people definitely need to be more honest and have an adult conversation about changes that need to be made, or suggestions on policy decisions, and not this blatant, support. Yep. All the time. It's important to have, an open society. We believe in free speech, so we might as well say what we want to say, and
people just want to hear what they want to hear, comforting lies, man.
Yep. They like echoes.
Yeah. So, Kyle probably should not wade into heavy politics, but you shouldn't attack him. I am not so mad at the angry Trump supporters who feel betrayed, because I can understand why they do. I think their responses are inappropriate. But the ire that I feel is towards the people manipulating Kyle Rittenhouse to make that statement.
It did look like a hostage video.
Yeah. Yep.
While he's reading it, I'm like, this kid did not read. Like, we did the show with him. He's a nice kid, but definitely doesn't know a lot of stuff politically. I don't think he follows it. Right. There was a lot of stuff we were breaking down, which is cool. He's young. So that when I see that, I'm like, that's not his words.
Yep.
Too bad.
Man, Kyle, maybe we should have him come on the Culture War podcast to talk about the Trump administration, gun rights. What we need is a Trump advocate, Kyle Rittenhouse, and a never Trumper.
Yeah. And Ron Paul, maybe. Get Ron Paul.
Ron Paul's too old.
He's so great.
No disrespect. It's really hard for him to travel and You know, whenever when we were reaching out to the to his people, they were just like, if he can come here. How old is he now? He's like 90.
I don't know, he's up there. Where did you have him? Was it Austin?
We were in Austin, so
Yeah.
it was really easy for him to get there.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. But even then, it's like he's an old man.
Right.
He's very old.
Right.
We do need some more Ron Pauls in this country.
Yeah.
My favorite member of Congress is Thomas Massey, hands down, period. End
He's
of
great.
Story.
Also a promoter of raw milk.
Absolutely. Yeah, he grows
And,
some cattle too.
Yep.
And I disagree with Massey quite a bit. Like there's a lot of stories that come out, and I'm like, why is it like the Kevin McCarthy thing? I wanted to see strength from the Republican Party, and the ousting of McCarthy showed the willingness to be strong. But he was very much pro McCarthy.
Yes, yeah.
I disagree with that. That being said, he is still
He's one of the best.
one of the best. I'd give Rand Paul the #1 spot.
Rand. Okay.
Rand and you know, okay, so in the House, I give to Matt Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz is.
Yeah, the
best.
ousting
He's
of
a good friend
McCarthy.
mine.
The only thing you need to understand is there's a lot of politicking, there's a lot of wishful thinking, but Kevin McCarthy had $1 billion in IOUs ripped to shreds by the actions of Gaetz and the members of the Freedom Caucus who challenged and removed Kevin
So
McCarthy.
epic.
Yep.
So epic.
That was a wild. I remember we were covering that at Post Millennial, and it was really wild. It would be like they're doing another vote. Okay, I wonder if he's got it this time when he came into office, and with the and we reported on how they had gone for this what was it, the Jeffersonian motion, where it's one vote to get out. And I remember thinking, like, that's not going to go well, and it didn't go well for him, but he had to agree to it to get in the office. Yeah.
I'm reluctant to say I like any politicians. I mean, I definitely want to vote for the ones I agree with, but they all just fail to some degree.
Well, they're politicians.
Yeah, they're there to fail.
They're there
honestly.
to give up their principles and hold power.
Right.
It's like the
Right.
job of a politician.
Just because you voted for someone or you might agree with them on a lot of things, you shouldn't feel like you have to defend them all the time.
No,
You know, and always hold them accountable, no matter who it is.
Thanks for watching this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to check out the live show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on this channel. Subscribe and we'll see you all there.